Hello and welcome back to Learning with Liz. So on today's video we are doing something a little bit different. You can see there's a different background going on. There's Pope to my left, there's Peppa Pig to my right. I'm in the RE office and I'm talking you through how I have formulated my evidence bundle for the SCITT teacher training course. This evidence bundle that I'm going to be sharing with you is for my first placement, so it's the longest placement that I've been on so far. Well, this has been the first placement I've been on so far. TP2 placement's a lot shorter, my second school, and then I go back to my first school again to finish off another evidence bundle. So you will have 3 evidence bundles in total, and this one is the first one. One thing to know is that your evidence bundle is going to be so individual, so unique. You as a teacher are completely different to other teachers, okay? So what's in my bundle might not be in your bundle. You will have other things to include in there in terms of like fulfilling wider duties. Obviously each subject is going to be so different in the content of the lessons that you're delivering too. So I'm going to show you through what I've got to prepare me for the SCITT presentation in front of the teaching board to show how I'm getting on. So let's get cracking. So the first thing you need to do in order to have a successful evidence bundle is to make sure that you have your SCITT teacher training booklet with you whilst you are completing the evidence bundle. So within here you have all of the teacher standards that you are assessing yourself against throughout your bundle, okay? So the more you have these within your evidence bundle, the higher the mark you will get for your teacher training presentation. So having this to hand is always a good shout when you're using your bundle. I have sort of coordinated it in terms of the important sections of the book, so I know my blue is going to be where my teacher standards are, so I can just open it straight away when I am doing my evidence bundle justifications. So this is my evidence bundle. Okay, so down the side I have different categories, okay? So I have data, I've got mentor meetings, and you are getting assessed over the course of 8 lessons throughout your bundle and your placements. So 8 lessons for each, and you have also other sections that you can include, like student data, to let you know why you've made certain seating plans. You've also got maybe fulfilling wider duties as well. The first section I have here is the data section, so you hide all of the names in order to make it confidential, so just initials, and then you basically have information about each of the pupils. So EAL if they've got assistant language barriers, so if it's a second language English, you've got if they're pupil premium there as well, and class requirements. So I have 1 SEND student, special educational needs and disability student in my class, got 3 EAL and 4 pupil premium. So the predicted target grades you can see are very mixed throughout this class. You could range from level 3 which used to be like an E back in the day, all the way up to a 9, which is an A star. So as you can see, it's quite varied. Within this section as well, I've also got my seating plan available. So again, you've got the names hidden so you don't know, and I've got each of my teaching standards against this seating plan to justify why I've put the students in this place. And again, a key just to explain what the colours mean. So for example, I've got FG at the front as they have hearing impairments, so they're able to hear the teacher, but also I repeat that what the students are saying in order for them to be able to hear, and also placing less able students next to more capable students, helping them learn through peer feedback as well. Throughout the course I had to alter this seating plan slightly due to behaviour issues. The next section of my evidence bundle is the mentor meetings that I have each week. So you can see this is week 9. There's approximately 14 weeks that get assessed on, so you have to fill in one of these sheets that are assessing you on your progress that week in order for your teaching standards. So you explain what you've done against the teaching standards, and I've got post-it notes colour coordinated to explain what it is that I'm getting assessed against, and you've got other items for discussion that you can also mention within your meetings. So not only do you have something that you fill in, but while you are having your mentor meetings, there is a review that takes place between your mentor and yourself, which you fill in together. So this should be blank when you start, and then through the course of your hour a week, you're able to fill in what you did on your hub session. So we did neuropsychology that week, all about the function of the brain, how we process information, the behaviour, and also last week's targets, number of observations that you've done that week, your strengths, your areas of development. You've also got actions required to meet the target, the progress, and your masters too. So explaining around what you're doing to help focus on your masters too. Obviously this may change in the years as SCITT adapts and edits certain things that maybe aren't what they need anymore, but for now that is what the process looks like. So during this point in your evidence bundle, you're getting into the bulk of it, and you start with your lessons that you've been doing. So you have to have a lesson plan for each of the lessons that you're getting formally assessed on. So this was my first lesson. I'm explaining how many pupils that are premium, how many SCND, how many second language, and low literacy level, so under 100, and low numeracy, so under 100, and that's based on their SAT results. So I don't have an LSA or a teaching assistant within this class, so I don't need to fill in this information. What I do fill in is this idea of the bigger picture, lessons, objectives, success criteria, numeracy, literacy strategies, what I need to remember to bring to the class if I've got any homework that I'm setting, and it's a lesson plan now. So your task, the activity that they're doing, why are you doing that, what am I going to be doing? Am I going to be handing out post-it notes, waiting at the door, greeting them, etc., sort of teaching from the front? What are the students doing? Are they listening? Are they sticking things in their books? How will I know if progress made? Is there a test that I'm doing that I'm going to be at the front sort of handing out? They're going to be doing the test, and the progress will be how they graded on that, and how long it's expected to take. So the time taken option wasn't actually on the format of the timetable, but I've added that section in just to give me an idea of how long it will take me. And throughout that lesson plan, I am adding in the teacher standards, so I can just get ticked off for that also. So there's the lesson plan that you need to include, and then I've also wrote down what their books should contain by the end of it, so I know how they're getting on, if they've been behaving well or not. And then you also need to include the PowerPoint presentation too, so what the lesson looks like for the students. So this topic is currently poverty, social ethics that I'm doing with year 9s. So we're going through all different concepts. And then the end is just a summative assessment. How confident do they feel on this topic? So I do this for each of the lessons, and then you have, when it's formally assessed, you have a reflection that you write up what went well, why was it successful, but then likewise you write down what were the things you could have improved on a little bit more, and then your mentor who is assessing you does the same and assesses you against the teaching standards, and you have a little look about your process. So this goes on for lesson 2, goes on for lesson 3, lesson 4, 5, 6, and so on. So the last section that I have a part of my evidence bundle is my wider activities and duties that I've been helping out with. So I've printed off emails that are explaining what I've done to go the extra mile too, and showing how I'm integrating myself a part of the TP or my placement. So I've got duties here, I've got how I've been helping out with the school production as well. On the next page I've got how when I led a department meeting, just basically congratulations from people. When I also introduced the revision tool to the RE department, I've put that resource in there, along with sort of a mini training activity that I did too for the department. It was all about language of connection that I learned from one of the mindfulness sessions that the SCITT trainees went on. I delivered it back to the group and they really enjoyed it, which was great, and I explained how their languages, what they appreciate and how to speak to them in order to make them feel valued, and how as a department we can work together in order to make sure everyone feels valued. So after that, I've also got an RE conference that I was invited to go on that I attended, and helping out other teachers with their PowerPoints, etc. Also a parents' evening that I did. Also got some thank you cards and some Christmas cards, and then finally I have brought in my thumbnails for my YouTube channel and my Instagram too, just to demonstrate how I've been going the extra mile, and also a letter about a school trip I have been invited on. Yeah. What is great about being able to get assessed over a series of lessons is the fact that you are able to see your progress. You're able to see how your presentations and lesson plans have developed from the beginning to the end when you're getting assessed, and also it's a good reflection of the sort of SCITT teaching board, seeing how you've been getting on and how you've grown as a teacher as well. So I love that. I'm a super nerd, as you can tell, with all the colour coordination and post-it notes, so naturally I'm going to love stuff like this. But yeah, there is a lot of work that goes into creating an evidence bundle. I hope this video has been helpful and insightful for you. Give it a thumbs up if you think so, and also comment if you've got questions about if you can add certain things in, what you should leave out, etc. Just to sort of help you out as well. Have a wonderful day!